Hey everyone, Kevin here with an April 21st update for our stimulus checks, the current stimulus package, and an update on the future potential stimulus packages, like those sweet $2,000 a month, or that free rent and free mortgage stuff. But for now, let's start with the updates. Oktoberfest is canceled, and we finally have a schedule for when we will actually receive paper checks, if you're expecting paper checks. Now, huge thank you to Fool.com for providing this paper check schedule so that we can see when we should expect our checks if we're receiving a paper check. Keep in mind, if you have not yet provided your direct deposit information, you'd want to go to irs.gov/EIP and see if you can get in the Get My Payment portal if you file taxes, or if you don't file taxes, then use the non-filers portal, especially so that way you could also add your children's social security numbers. Let's say you're on SSI, or you're receiving social security income, or you're a veteran, or whatever. You want to make sure you add your children there. You want to use this portal ideally no later than noon on Wednesday, the 22nd. That will help you ensure you get your direct deposit as soon as possible. But otherwise, we've got this paper filer's check here. Again, you can see it goes up with income. That is, the more income you make, the longer it's going to take. If you're a single filer, we know the phase out is over here at June 26th. So single filers receiving paper checks should receive their check no later than June 26th. Head of households no later than July 24th. And everybody else who's eligible should expect their check by September 11th. That is, of course, unless you have not filed a 2018 or 19 tax return and you don't receive any kind of government benefits, then in that case, you would expect to see your stimulus check money as a credit to your 2020 taxes. Now, quick recap: if you're receiving Social Security, retirement, disability, survivorship benefits, or railroad benefits, you should expect your direct deposit by the end of April. If you have children, you want to make sure you use that non-filers portal so you get the child credit as well. Veterans used to be in this April 30th group, but now that's been updated to a question mark, as in not quite sure yet when veterans are going to get processed their payments. Not sure why. Also, supplemental income recipients, SSI recipients, should expect theirs by May 15th. Same thing, use the non-filers portal. If you have children, if you don't have children, then you should receive your direct deposit the same way you're already receiving your pay, and there's nothing you need to do. And of course, if you are a normal 2018, 2019 tax filer, you could use the Get My Payment portal. Unless, of course, it's not working. I keep hearing more and more folks saying they had their banking information in there, they were scheduled for direct deposit, and then it flipped on over to a mail check. This is possibly because either the bank rejected a potential payment, or the name was incorrect, routing number, account number was incorrect, or the IRS just felt like messing with you, and now you're on the paper check schedule. It sucks. I know the portal sucks, and unfortunately it sucks so much we just have to stick with that paper schedule for now. Again, if you have not yet gone to the portal, irs.gov/EIP, use that portal before noon tomorrow. If it's not working for you, well, there's your schedule for paper checks. I know the portal sucks, so let's move on from the portal. Question that keeps coming up is, are people with ITIN numbers eligible for the stimulus checks? And the apparent answer that we have is no. Even though you might pay taxes with an ITIN, unless you are a permanent resident or a citizen, you should not expect a stimulus check. Another question that's been coming up is, are you eligible for a PPP, a Paycheck Protection Program loan, if you are just a single sole proprietor, small business? That is, you don't have any employees, you don't have payroll, you just get paid and you put it into your bank account, and when you gotta buy crap, you buy crap. The answer is yes. You are still eligible to apply for the PPP. So I'll talk about the new funding and the new bills in just a moment, but if you want to apply for the PPP, go apply. Go to, Chase, go to Cabbage.com, go to these various different lenders, go to local credit unions, go to their websites and see if you can apply for a PPP loan. You might be eligible to get up to 8 weeks of your pay as a forgivable loan. Now, just a heads up, if you've kind of clustered everything all into one bank account and you've never actually taken very clear distributions, like generally the way a business might operate is, for example, I might have an S corporation, and let's say my income's $80,000, I might pay myself regular monthly checks of $4,000, so it's kind of like I'm getting a payroll of $4,000 a month, but I also pay myself dividends, other distributions from the business, I can combine those and create a payroll history, essentially. But if you don't have any of that, that's okay. Generally, what's going to happen is banks will look at your 2019 tax return and they'll look at, okay, what was your business income? What were your business expenses? And what's left over after that? That leftover number that you're paying taxes on, let's divide that out by 12. All right, that seems to be approximately what your monthly pay is. Can we now try to get you covered for up to 2.5 times that average monthly pay? So if you divide all that stuff out and your average monthly pay from your tax return is about $4,000, then you might be eligible for a forgivable loan of up to $10,000. Just make sure you watch my videos on some of the pitfalls of this forgivable money. I give you a lot of advice, including creating a separate bank account for receiving this money to make it very, very easy for you to make sure that you don't get screwed on this forgivable portion. So I'll be really clear. Yeah, if you're a realtor, you drive Uber, you got a business, well, and it's just you, apply. When in doubt, apply. The same thing, by the way, applies to that EIDL portal where you could potentially get a $1,000 grant per employee, which remember, you are your own employee. I'll put that link down below as well. It's that covid19.sba website. Very good. I expect that to open again by Friday. Not sure, my speculation, but if they pass this new bill, which we're going to talk about in a moment, apply. Bookmark that webpage. Now, in terms of the latest update, so remember, we had stimulus package number 3 that was signed into law on March 27th. That's where we're getting stimulus checks from. Now we're working on the interim bill. Well, apparently the Senate is actually going to vote on that bill today. It looks like Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and Senate and House Republicans were working through midnight yesterday, poor them, but they were apparently working through midnight yesterday, writing the proposed text of this interim bill. We do not yet have a copy of this interim bill, but it'll be very interesting to track this and see what's actually in this. But the expectation is that we're going to see more money for the PPP program, money for hospitals, money for testing, and money for the EIDL program, which is very good. Now, what does that actually have to do with new stimulus checks? Well, in order for us to start talking about new stimulus checks, we need to deal with this interim bill. So if you're excited and interested and you're wanting information on the new stimulus checks, here's exactly what's going to happen. Quick note, before we talk about the stimulus, I want to know, what's your net worth? You don't have to tell me, but think about it. If your net worth today is under $100,000, anything, whether it's $100 or it's $500 or it's $1,000 or it's negative, I want you to ask yourself, how do you think investing in real estate could change your life? And you might be saying to yourself, investing in real estate, that's never going to happen. Well, I've got a guide for you on how you can do exactly what I did, going from $0 to millionaire in real estate. I want you to check it out in those links down below. Let's get into new stimulus now. We're going to be talking about this interim bill probably for the next 3 days. Once this interim bill is passed, I guarantee you the conversation is immediately going to switch into, all right, what's our next stimulus for the people? And so that's exactly the transition you want to see. You want to start getting updates on, are we going to see free rent or free mortgages? That's one option. I'm not the biggest fan of that plan. To me, that plan kind of sucks. It's very complicated. It's very bureaucratic. It's not very wonderful. To me, I think the easiest plan that we have is the one proposed by previous presidential candidate Tim Ryan and his fellow representative, as well as 17 other co-sponsors of that bill. And that's that bill to get $2,000 per month per adult, as long as you were 16 on January 31st. But unfortunately, there's been absolutely zero dialogue on the new proposed bills because everybody is focused on fighting the current interim bill. You literally have representatives and senators around the entire country on Twitter going, fighting hard for the PPP and small businesses. Well, that's that same furor that I expect is going to translate over to the new packages once this interim bill is done. So let's see what happens later today. If the Senate slam dunks this today, that's really good news. Also, quick note, some folks have been wondering what's the best way to ask questions. The best way to ask questions about the stimulus is go to the link below, look for the Discord chat link. I'll put it up at the top with the other videos for you to watch. And of course, that link for you to deposit $100 with Webull so you could get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400, which is of course right next to the link for you to get your quote with life insurance. It's the same thing I have, super cheap, easy to do. It took me 5 minutes to do them on my phone. But anyway, if you want to ask questions, it's very, very difficult difficult for me to keep up with all of the comments that post. So while I encourage you to leave a comment, and I go through the comments as much as I can, I definitely read everybody's entry in the Discord, and I try to cater my update videos to the questions that I keep seeing coming up. So check out that Discord link down below. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check out those links down below, and until next time.